G'day Tiger Tragics, Momo here. Welcome to my podcast, Do You Bleed Yellow and Black? You can say it's a one-eyed Richmond podcast. Just from my point of view, it's just a small little side project that I've always wanted to do, and it's only like a 10, 15 to 20 minutes podcast. Just after every game, just go through my thoughts, my personal view, right or wrong, opinions and stuff like that, and it's just there for anyone to listen to, comment, criticize, whatever it takes. So, welcome. This is episode 1. We are going to be having a quick look at the round 1, which was Richmond v Carlton, or Carlton v Richmond. And my initial feeling from the game is that, with all the planning we've done, pre-season, structuring, training new people, getting new talent in and stuff like that, you always want to start the season off big, especially against Carlton, the arch rivals or nemesis or whatever. But full credit to Carlton. They did something they haven't done in about a decade. So, congrats to them, but this podcast is not about them. So I'm pretty gutted. Initially, I'm one of those passionate Tiger fans that when shit got real, I just could not watch the TV anymore because I just wanted to just yell and scream at the TV because it's just like, you see things on the ground from the camera's perspective and you're just like, come on, why don't you just kick over there or pass there? And like, what's wrong with you people? But, you got to remember from their point of view, they don't get a full view of the ground like we do. So there is that issue. And my youngest daughter, she's like a mini me. She probably worse than me, screaming, yelling. So that rubbed off on me. But yeah, I mean, it sucks to lose the first game and stuff like that. But, like I said before, full credit to Carlton. Also, my first impressions of Gibcus and Tarrant. Now, I think they both played, both first games in yellow-black. I mean, Tarrant's played for a long time, but, obviously, first game. Tarrant coming in from North Melbourne into a different team, a different system, different format for him to learn. So considering how it was, I thought he did pretty well. He did butcher the ball a little bit, but I mean, like I said, nerves and, you want to put the right foot forward and stuff like that. But I felt his big body and stuff like that to help replace, David Asprey. That's the name, David Asprey. So I thought, he did a pretty good job, solid defender and stuff like that. Gibcus first game, I saw him take good marks, made good decisions, got the ball a little bit, especially in that last quarter when the ball was up that end a lot, had a few rebounds and stuff like that. So I felt like for a first gamer, I thought he did pretty well, like considering. And it's going to take games for both of these to get used to our system better while playing the game. It's different when you're doing the training and stuff, but when you're actually in game and stuff like that, you're not going to show how the opposition's going to think or do and stuff like that. So considering wise, I thought they really did well. Some other positives I felt was both, obviously Bolton had a really good game. He was amazing across the board. With the injury to Prestia, which I'm going to get into a little bit later, he might have to spend more minutes in the midfield. But, I mean, he kicked 3 goals. He obviously picked up where he left off last season, like really good form, and potentially could be our best player in our team. I know, minus Dusty. Dusty's Dusty, but, like, considering. Pickett, I thought Pickett played really well. A lot of Pickett haters. I remember when he came in, like the grand final, and was like, and then 2020 season, everyone was like, "Oh, is he really that good?" and stuff like that. But I think considering, like, even last year, I thought Pickett most games were pretty consistent. Like, he's gotten better and stuff like that. So hopefully a lot of people can see that. And he almost took Mark of the Year. He got up really high. But yeah, so now. Here's something that I'm sure a lot of Tiger Tragics out there know. For some reason, the Tigers have a habit of letting teams back into the game, especially when they have a lead. For some reason, like either on halftime, quarter time, you get just 30 seconds to go, and for some reason they turn the ball over and the opposition scores and gives them some sort of momentum into the next quarter or something like that. They just have this habit sometimes of just handing the game back. Like they just can't they put the foot on the throat and just take it off. I don't know what that is. I don't know why. But yeah, they just have this habit of just doing it, and it's been like that for years. Like it just some games, like even in our premiership years, like there are games where even though we won, we let the team back in. Like we could have smashed them, but it just for some reason they let them back in. So I don't know. We need to really address that issue. Like I don't know. They just who knows, man. And you can clearly see from the fourth quarter on Thursday, like we were ahead by like 26 points, and then they just go bang Carlton in the midfield. I know we lost Prestia and stuff like that, like in the second quarter, but like our midfield just like even last year, our midfield just hasn't been top tier. Like our forward line, yeah, back line's been solid. Our midfield lately in the last year or so, I feel it just hasn't been. I know Cochin's getting older and stuff like that, but like, and and Dusty in there, it's fine. But he just, Shy Bolton being in the midfield is really good. Hopefully we get Stack or someone back, just a bit of speed, get our tackling pressure up and stuff like that. I know Rioli's gone as the halfback flank to do the Basher Hooley rebound. Yeah, I think our midfield is just letting us down because that's where we lost it in the end in the fourth quarter. They just went bang with like just powerful, and we got caught napping. It's almost like what happened to the Bulldogs in the grand final and the first round there. Like they were in front, and then you thought, like in the grand final last year, you thought they've got it, 3 goals, whatever, 3 or 4 goals up, and then all of a sudden Melbourne just went bang in a span of like 5 minutes and turned it around. That type of thing. We really need to work on that. So hopefully they can address some of that stuff. Also, Dusty and Soldo, their first games back from really bad injuries. Soldo with his knee, I thought Soldo did a pretty good job. Obviously, like same with Dusty, it's going to take a few weeks, a lot of game, like match fitness, get into their belts for them to really get going, get the cobwebs out. But I thought Soldo played really well. He needs obviously the connection with him and Nan Curvis. Just need to find a nice rhythm and stuff like that. So it's going to take a few games, but but Soldo, I find when Soldo first came in, I wasn't too sure about him a few years ago. But then you know what? He just he just shows up and he does his job, and I honestly think he's going to be like he's a really good player, and I'm really happy to have him on our team. Like Dusty's Dusty, but like after that type of injury, coming back, he lost a lot of weight and stuff like that. So it's going to take time for him to put on his muscle again. And, during the season, and Dusty's one of those players that normally saves his best stuff for the end of the year. So, I can't really criticize him at this point in time. And, I don't think I could, because what he's done for us at Tigerland is, like, he's got enough change in the bank for anything he does wrong. So, Dusty can do whatever he wants. But, like, I think for now, from coming back from his injury, I think, we just need to give him some time. Also, that leads me to the next bit, Twitter. Now, I was just finishing work probably halfway through the first quarter, and, now and again at work, I just check Twitter. My God, Twitter. I mean, social media, they really like to ride. Like, I don't know if they're actual Richmond supporters or whatever. They just like, as soon as we, like in that first bit more behind, they're just like, it's over, we're done. We're the new Carlton and stuff. Like, just come on, guys. I mean, it's expected to be from Twitter, but like, they were going, like, a lot of people was like, where the F was Dusty? Like, what was he doing in the forward line, just resting there and stuff like that? Mate, come on. I answered that thing before. He's been coming back from a serious injury. Of course, he's not going to be up to his best. He's just trying to do his normal routine where he rests forward and stuff instead of having a break on the bench, Like, maybe they have to look at that, but like, Twitter just went not to just stabbing the knife in the back, man. Crazy. I think, and that's one of the things I found about being on top for a while is that you always got a target on your back because everyone just digging the knife in. When Carlton will win it, everyone's just like, it's over. The dynasty's over. It's done, mate. They're done. They're finished, and stuff like that. But no, well, that's Twitter for you. What's next? Sorry. Injuries. So, obviously, we got 2 injuries. Prestia being the main one. Paul Prestia. I mean, when he's up and running, Prestia is amazing. Like, he's a key cog for our midfield. Plus, he has gone forward and kicked a few crucial goals for us when we needed them, especially in finals and stuff like that. So, like, to help win games. Like, that game against West Coast 2019, I think it was, that one in the wet. I was like, you could almost say it was the game of the season. Like, it was so, I watched that game just recently, rewatched it, and it was amazing. But yeah, Presti is a big loss, and this common issue for him for hamstrings starting to become a bit of an issue now. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So hopefully, at his age, he's still quite mid-20s. So he's still in good nick. So we'll see what happens. And obviously Revolt with the thumb injury. So he's going to be out for a week or two with the tendon or something, damaged a tendon or something like that. So no Jack, but at least with coming into this first game, we came in with a lot of height. So, we can easily, when Bolton went forward and stuff like that, he had a big, kick 2 goals and stuff like that. So also Bolter, I forgot to mention Bolter, I felt had a good game. And I feel him going forward and back is really good thing, but I just hope they put him where they need him at the time and don't just like make this habit, just like swing. It's going to cause issues with our structure. We'll see what happens. As I said before, midfield issues. We got smashed in the midfield in that last quarter, and even with Edwards and stuff like that and all that, it just, I don't know what we're doing, our structure. I know, don't be wrong, I know Cripps is a beast, mate. He bulldozed through our players, mate, when he had the ball. So we need to, as I said before, we need to look at maybe just getting some speed back in there. I think we've lost a bit of speed. I mean, you look at teams like Port Adelaide, they're quite big body midfielders where we're smaller but a bit more nimble, which is good. But I feel like we need a bit more speed or a bit more oomph. I know Jack Ross and stuff like did their best and stuff like that. But yeah, we need to really look at our midfield because at the moment I think that's our weakest link at the moment in our team currently. I know it's only been one game, first round, but from the looks of it, it just, 50-metre penalties. Like, this was blown up on Twitter. I'm sure a lot of Tiger tragics, a lot of Tiger fans out there would have been, even at the game itself, would be like, some of those 50-metre penalties were like, what the was wrong with that? Like, come on. Some of those, usually in the first few games, first few rounds, the umpires over correct the 50 metres. Like, some of them just like, I even questioned some of them. Just like, are you serious? That's, ugh. But we gave away, I can't remember how many we gave away, but like we gave, most 50-metre penalties we gave away resulted in goals. Like, can you imagine that? If we didn't give those away. I mean, some of them could be just confusion of giving the ball back. Some things are, like, a lot of people on Twitter and stuff like that saying, like, we're arrogant and we're just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and no, I don't think so. I don't think the boys are like. Another thing that umpires, and I hope the AFL needs to understand, is that when the players are playing, they got so much energy, so much like aggression and stuff like that. You gotta pick your battle if the player talks back to the umpire. Something like, I don't, when the heat of the battle and the aggression is up high, this is the type of game you get on the field, and these guys, it's a combat sport. Like, these guys are like anger, like, the intensity and stuff like that. So hopefully this is just an overcorrect, and normally by mid-year it's it's going to be completely different. Well, they probably won't be paying half of these, but yeah. Anyway, that's it from my point of view from round one, our loss to Carlton. Like, we don't. People, I remember also saying, go back to Twitter because I like being on Twitter a lot. People saying that we're done and stuff like, listen, it's not a sprint to the grand final, it's a marathon. It's only round one. Yeah, the loss, you want to get as many wins under your belt, especially teams you believe are under you, like we thought Carlton. But like I said, full credit to Vossi. Like, you can tell his imprint is in the Blues, like that spine and that like bullish type of like Cripps is like a young Michael Voss, you can say that. So full credit to them and Vossi and stuff like that for the good effort. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm on Twitter. Just hit me up at Momotastic88, MOMOTASTIC 88. If you want to just, drop me a text, whatever, feedback, good or bad, I don't care. I don't get offended, so either way. But also, if you really want to get a real detailed analysis and all that stuff of our games, make sure you check out Talking Tigers podcast with Richo and Greeners and everyone, Manfred, all the way down there at Punt Road themselves. Amazing. I love listening to them. I think they record Tuesdays every week. So make sure you get down there. Oh, not get down. Make sure you listen to them and stuff like that. It's amazing. I always love listening to them. And thank you very much for episode 1. And I'll be back next week with our next game and review and stuff like that. Anyway, Tiger Tragics, have a good one. This is Momo, and we're out.